चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं वदन्ति सर्वदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकन्दं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपां सर्वजातां सहगना रघुनाथादितं तं सजीवम् सावधूतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरसुते नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, I feel myself very fortunate today for this service of speaking Bhagavatam and the glories of His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. And so many devotees are there online. So around it's 100 full. In fact, it took some time for me to log in. Somewhere it is echoing. Is speaker is on. So it took me some time to join inside the Zoom because it was full. So devotees are so eager to hear, and also we have so many wonderful devotees who have come here to the center for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will take this section of Dhruv Maharaj goes on back to Godhead, which is quite relevant with the today's program. Dhruv Maharaj goes back to Godhead. Can you request the host to give me permission to share? She just wanted to share the screen to give me permission. Scottish. Okay, now I get it. Evam bahusravam kalam mahatma mitadevriya trivargopayakam nitva putra ayadanipasanam. The self-controlled great soul Dhruv Maharaj thus passed many years favorably executing three kinds of worldly activities, namely religiosity, economic development, and satisfaction of all material desire. Thereafter, he handed over the charge of the royal throne to his son. Shri Dhruv Maharaj realized that this cosmic manifestation bewilders living entities like a dream of phantasmagoria because the creation of the illusory external energy of the Supreme Lord. Thus Dhruv Maharaj at the end left his kingdom, which extended all over the earth and was bounded by the great ocean. He considered his body, his wives, his children, his friends, his army, his rich treasury, his very comfortable palaces, and his many enjoyable pleasure grounds to be creations of the illusory energy. Thus, in due course of time, he retired to the forest in the Himalayas known as Badrika Ashram. In Badrika Ashram, Dhruv Maharaj's senses became completely purified because he bathed regularly in the crystal clear purified water. He fixed the sitting position and by yogic practice controlled the breathing process in the air of life. In this way, his senses are completely withdrawn. Then he concentrated in mind on the Archa Vigraha of the Lord, which is the exact replica of the Lord, and thus meditating upon him, entered into complete trance. Because of his transcendental bliss, incessant tears flowed from his eyes. His heart melted, and there was shivering and standing on the hairs all over his body. Thus transformed in a trance or devotional service, Dhruv Maharaj completely forgot his bodily existence, and thus immediately became liberated from material bondage. So the story of Dhruv Maharaj, it goes when he first met the Lord. So it offered a prayer. Bhakti muhu pravatam tai me prasangam bhuyad anantam alashayanam yena anjasa ulpanam. Is the volume okay now?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Yeah. So Dhruv Maharaj is praying, Bhuyad Ananta Yena Anjasa Ulpanam Nishya Bhavat Gun Kathamrita Panamatta. That Lord, I'm getting mad to hear about your glories in the association of devotees. The Lord is standing in front of Dhruv Maharaj, and Dhruva is asking, Lord, I'm getting mad to hear the glories of your glories from the mouth of your wonderful devotees. And there's a short way. And what about your liberation? Just by hearing my glories, hearing your glories from the devotees, I will be liberated, my Lord. And I'm getting mad to hear those glories. And after Lord had come, after seeing the Lord, the Dhruv Maharaj wanted to go back to Godhead immediately. But Lord said, since you desire a kingdom greater than the kingdom of your grandfather Brahma, so I will fulfill your desire. And Lord told him that after your father you will rule for 36,000 years and you will not, your senses will never go any fatigue or anything. Okay.
No, it's clear, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, it's clear, Prabhu.
So it's very clear.
हुआ है बाकी सही से आ रहा है
Online it is not clear.
Okay. So Dhruv Maharaj, he was lamenting. So Lord had fulfilled full desire of Dhruv Maharaj, which would not have been fulfilled otherwise. And Lord said, after 36,000 years of rule, you will come to my abode, Vaikuntha Loka. And Lord gave a part of Vaikuntha Loka to Dhruv Maharaj, by which he controlled all the planets in the universe. And now Dhruv Maharaj, 36,000 years have been passed, and the time Dhruv Maharaj was lamenting, why did I desire? I got a diamond like the Lord, but I got a Lord who's like a diamond, but my mental desire compared to broken pieces of glass. And Dhruv Maharaj was lamenting that I certainly asked the benediction for this bag of skin. And then Dhruv Maharaj, for 36,000 years of ruling, he retired. And in between, his brother was killed by the Yakshas So he fought with Kuvera Yaksha. Then when Kuvera comes, he seek forgiveness, seek the benediction of Kuvera. And after he seek the benediction of Kuvera, after a long time, the time of retirement comes, and Dhruv Maharaj goes to Badrikashram. And Dhruv Maharaj is doing all the rituals, his bhakti, his meditation on the Supreme Lord, and focusing on the deity form of the Lord. And focusing, he became liberated. Dhruv Maharaj became liberated, in liberated condition of life. And he was feeling ecstasy, and suddenly the Vaikuntha came. Vaikuntha came, the Vaikuntha aeroplane came, Nanda and Sunanda both came. And Dhruv Maharaj did not board the plane directly. First he completed all his rituals. First he welcomed the there. And he was in such a ecstasy, such a wonderful, he got bewildered. So he just started chanting the holy name. He don't know how to welcome the Vaikuntha plane and Vaikunthutas. He started to simply chant the holy names of the Lord. And after that, they started to call Dhruva. And Dhruv Maharaj that time saw death personified coming. He stepped on death and then he entered the Vaikuntha plane. So Sunandana Uvachu Bho Bho Rajan Subhadram Te Vacham No Abhahita Shinu Ya Pancha Vasha Tapsa Bhavan Devam Ati Pilpat. Dear King, let there be all good fortune unto you. Please attentively hear what we shall say. When you were only 5 years old, you underwent severe austerities, and you thereby greatly satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we are representative of the Supreme Lord. We have been specifically deputed to take you to the spiritual world. And you are going, please come to the Vaikuntha Loka, which is very, very difficult to attain. And nobody has attained that Loka. Again, you please come and attain that Loka. And then Dhruv Maharaj boarded at Vaikuntha plane. First he kept the dead personified cave, and he kept his leg on the dead personified, and he kept the leg on the Vaikuntha plane. And before that he took blessings of all the sages present in the Badrikashram. Dhruv Maharaj is not saying, see, I am going, you are staying here. He is saying, bless me that I can go to Vaikuntha there. And Dhruv Maharaj sat in the plane. And Dhruv Maharaj just desired, what about my mother, who guided me to this path of spiritual life? She only sent me to do austerities for Lord Vishnu. And seeing the desire in the mind of Dhruv Maharaj, Nanda and Sunanda showed, see, your mother is going before you. And mother of Dhruv Maharaj was going in front of Dhruv Maharaj. And a beautiful verse comes. Is my voice clear now? Voice is coming clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
So the beautiful shloka comes with proper rites. What is a qualification to go home back to Godhead? What are the qualifications of the devotees who goes home back to Godhead? So these two verses comes. Yadrajamanam surucheva sarvato lokastrayo yanu viparajanta ete yanna vrajanjantu shuyana nugagraha vrajanti bhadrani charanti Viharanti ye nisham. The self-effulgent Vaikuntha planets, by whose illumination alone, all the illuminating planets within this material world give up reflected light, cannot be reached by those who are not merciful to other living entities. Only person who constantly engage in welfare activities for other living entities can reach the Vaikuntha planets. And the next verse it says, Santa Samadrisha Shuddha Sarvbhutanuranjanaha Yanti Anja Satchita Padam Achyutpeda Bandhavaha. Persons who are peaceful, equipoised, clean and purified, and who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with the devotees of the Lord. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going home back to God. So this is a qualification required to go back home back to God. Advishta sir, Bhutanam Netra Karune Cha Santa Sama Nisha. So seeing these qualities, I remember the pastime of Hladani Mataji. So Hladani Mataji, her name was Linda. She was born in 1949 in America, and then she got married in 1969. And then husband was searching for all the philosophies of the world. And when the husband was searching, so he found ISKCON, the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, and he decided to move in the temple. And seeing his desire, Linda, Hladani Mataji, whose previous name was Linda, she also took the devotional service. She also did. And they both husband and wife started to stay in New Vrindavan and US. And both of them are staying in New Vrindavan performing devotional service. And one day husband thought, let me move out, and he moved to another temple. He went to another place, but Hladani Mataji stayed in New Vrindavan. And her dedication, devotion, and behavior was so amazing and touching anybody who came to New Vrindavan. Like, if some devotee will talk little angrily to her, then she will be peaceful. Some devotee will talk lovingly, then also she will reciprocate very nicely. And a devotee will ask, how you manage it? And she will say, see, some may talk to you in mode of passion, somebody may talk to you in goodness, somebody will talk to you in ignorance, what does it matter? We should be beyond the three modes. And whole day she'll be absorbed in deity worship, worshipping the deities, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra and Danetai. Now one time she will also in touch with Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, and Bhakti Tirth Maharaj will send her letters telling about one time Bhakti Tirth Maharaj came and was talking about African preaching. The West African preaching Maharaj was sharing. And she thought, let me do something for God Nitai. So Nityananda Prabhu will come in a dream and say, go out for preaching. And Balaram will come and say, stay here and worship the deities. And she was in dilemma what to do. They should go to preaching or should serve the deities. And finally she consulted a devotee and she decided. And she had to stay 16 years in New Vrindavan, more than that time. And she thought, let me go for African preaching. And she went to West Africa, Mono River. And she was there. And she became a like of GBC, going the regional secretary, going one place to another. All places she will be moving in Africa, going from one place to another. But African situation was not as easy. That time, there were 7 legal parties who were fighting for the power. And as these parties were fighting, all people were dying of hunger. So what ISKCON devotees did, and in that region there was a Prince Johnson. So devotees, they approached Prince Johnson and said that you arrange for food and people are dying, we will distribute food. So they were distributing food and doing, but this Prince Johnson was famous for killing people and killing his own man. Now one of the devotees thought, let me give good advice to Prince Johnson. So he wrote a letter that why are you killing so many people, don't kill. But Johnson became very insecure. Anytime anybody gave a advice to him, which is threatening his actions. So he thought, let me go and kill the devotees. One devotee told also that the Johnson is coming to kill you. One well-wisher informed, but it was too late. And Hiladini Mataji, she had a choice. There was a news coming 2 months, 2 weeks back that all the US citizens can come back to US. And she had a choice, but she thought, how can I live in this state where devotees are depending upon me, where the devotees are there, where devotees need so much and so much suffering, so much problems are there. She stayed back. And now this Johnson had called all the devotees, 5 men, 2 women, and many, full jeep. He took the devotees. And he thought, I want to shoot all of you, but I will not shoot the girls. Shoot women. And that time, Anadi Mataji, she said, how can you kill devotees in front of me? How can you kill devotees in front of me? And Hiladini Mataji, before Johnson would shoot any of the devotees, she came in front, taking that bullet upon her chest. And she gave her body in that spirit and went home back to garden. So this verse is showing how Dhruv Maharaj went home back to garden. And here the austerities of Dhruv Maharaj, more than the austerity of Dhruv Maharaj, the qualities of Dhruv Maharaj is glorified. Shanta, Sama, Disha, Sarvbhutana, Manjana. Thinking for the welfare of everyone. And always absorbed in the Lord. So like that, we can see so many histories, so many stories in our small movement, how great devotees, they have gone home back to Godhead in different ways. In different ways, they have gone back to Godhead. And showing and sacrificing their life for others. Sacrificing their life for the preaching mission of Srila Prabhupada. If we see in Russia, during the communist time, the KGB, if any devotee is found to be associated to Hare Krishna, they will take him. And one of the devotees, they took to jail and they will ask them, please tell who are the others involved, who paid you this. If you tell it, they will release you. But nobody will tell. Devotees will not tell. And devotees will print books underground. Whole night they will be doing printing. If anybody has seen that drama Salted Bread, or that book Salted Bread. And these people will torture devotees like anything. They will give them shocks. They will beat them. In fact, to that degree, it happened one time that he troubled one of the officers, he troubled a devotee very much. There. And that devotee was thinking, nothing is happening to them. And after a few days, that officer died. And afterwards, all officers became very cautious not to touch any devotee. There. And one devotee actually gave his life. And these devotees, though they were in such a condition, they were in prison, they would be telling those pastimes of Krishna which they have never read. Because Krishna was revealing those pastimes in their heart. And one devotee who left the body was completely conscious of the Lord. And in that condition, applying his tilak, applying his body, he left the body to go back to Godhead. So we can see so much sacrifices of the life of devotees all over ISKCON world who have served Srila Prabhupada's movement so intensely, so dedicatedly. So while I was discussing this pastime, because Anadi Jagannath Prabhu, when I saw, I remember Hiladini Mataji, so dedicated. Or Avisi Jagannath Prabhu, how Jagannath Prabhu brought so many great souls to our movement. Anybody who will come, they will get in touch with Jagannath Prabhu. And Jagannath Prabhu, he was temple president, but he will get a new devotee and said, you become temple president, and he will be washing toilets. And even when Jagannath Prabhu will go to market, people would say, if Jagannath Prabhu is in ISKCON should be good. And when he goes for collecting donation for Rath Yatra, every shopkeeper will come and give him donation. And that's how they will conduct Rath Yatra. So even the ruffians or even the gentle, both were attracted by Jagannath Prabhu's qualities. And though Jagannath Prabhu worked so hard, he would give all his life savings he gave to Srila Prabhupada to print Bhagavad Gita. And full time he would be driving taxi, and whatever money will come by this he'll earn the. And Jagannath Prabhu also got cancer. And when Jagannath Prabhu got cancer, when devotee was spending for his cure, he said, I don't need this Lakshmi, spend this for serving the devotees. And so happy mood. And in hospital he started preaching. So patient will come thinking we should give him some santvana. But by meeting Jagannath, they said this person is out of the world only. And they will get transformed. And seeing in the footsteps of great souls, I see His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. His glorious departure from this world to the abode of the Lord. And as an offering from my side, I remembering I came to Bangalore 2017 with Janmashtami, and that was my first meeting with Prabhuji there. And he was so cordial, so receptive to everybody there. And I said, I've never seen a person like this. And I remember any festival that happened, he was the last devotee to take prasadam. One of the proper appearance day after Janmashtami, it became 3 o'clock. Everybody took prasad. I also took prasadam. But I saw he was greeting everybody, serving everybody, and I have not taken prasadam. So I personally went, was saying, Prabhu, please take something. So he was the last one to take prasadam. And anybody would come to temple, he would feel that as if somebody has come to his own house. So much greeting. And anybody who will come will get completely touched. 2 years back, in 2020, when the COVID came, our one voice devotee, he got COVID. And I was not in Bangalore. I was at my home that time. And this devotee got COVID, and we were discussing with Anupul Keshapanaja what we should do. And that time was really very, difficult time. If somebody gets COVID, means very fearful, neighbor pressure, this pressure, and more than disease, people were fearful of the disease. And so what to do? And next day morning, and we were telling devotees to be very careful and keep measuring with oximeter and thing. And our one voice devotee, in the morning 5 o'clock, he got some loose motions and he was getting some ghabrat. And he checked the pulse with the oximeter. It came to be 83. And then he went for clearing, and the oximeter felt in the toilet only. And then he was on after 83, and he was more tense. Now we are not getting another oximeter to really check whether it was really less 83. And he was feeling really breathlessness due to tension. And that time I called Anadi Jagannath Prabhu, what to do? And he arranged a devotee, and we took him to hospital, and he would come, and then we shifted. Then Dinesh, after 2 days, we shifted to another hospital, and there was no Lakshmi. And Anadi Jagannath Prabhu himself gave 40,000 rupees that time for his treatment. And I think he never asked that Lakshmi. So how much he will feel for the devotees as his own family. I was very touched in that time of crisis, because the time of life and death the COVID situation, and he was ready to extend. And what amazing service he did during COVID time, it was mind-boggling for me. Even non-devotees were sick, they can order prasadam, and devotees were he was personally going to the homes of people to give prasadam. Where everybody was afraid, sitting in their own homes, protecting themselves, he was going out of the way. If these people receive prasadam, it is something great. And one family, after taking prasadam, they said our source, the taste was not coming, our taste started coming. The taste which was not happening, you're not feeling taste, it came. And so many people got influenced by this amazing, selfless sacrifice of His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. Recently, when His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj came, so Anadi Jagannath Prabhu was awake. Everybody slept. And Kipana Garampa was saying, please, Prabhu, Kipana Garampa shared with us, you please go and take rest. He said, no, I'm just waiting. Some more devotees are left who have not got Maharaj mercy. When Maharaj wakes up, I will give the flowers of Maharaj to them and they will also get Maharaj mercy. So great heart there to serve anybody, such compassion there. I've personally not seen. So, and what we see in our temple, Bhaktivedanta Institute of Higher Education. I remember we started in 2019, daily meetings, and Anadi Jagannath was the sole person behind it. Because after Jayapataka Maharaj inspired people to do the Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, so full-fledged there. Though I could not support Prabhuji at that time in 2019, but he would personally request devotees, Arunda Kirtan Prabhu, arrange everything because Maharaj wanted it. So we say, Guru Mukha Parma Vakya Chittite Kori, Ana Tori Mone. And that's what I saw in life of Anadi Jagannath Prabhu and Vrinda Mataji. They both completely dedicated just to follow the order of the spiritual master, just follow the direction of the Guru. So that was his complete dedication. So he wanted to make it really happen. And so many things went by because it's not easy to start an institute. It's not easy to start when you don't have sufficient teachers. But somehow he kept on persistent. I know many devotees, hundreds of devotees did Bhakti Shastri there. And then I remember last year, February, a call came from him that would you like to teach Bhakti Vaibhav? And I said, Prabhu, I'm not qualified. I've only attended Bhakti Vaibhav there. But he so much encouraged me, inspired me, then said, okay, Prabhu, I'll attend. And later I came to know that Prabhu is also going to be one of the students. And that was the most difficult thing for me. But then it was a great advantage because wherever I'm not able to stuck any practical answer, I'll ask Prabhuji, you answer it. And you will get a lot of practical answers for the classes there. So, and because of that, so many devotees received. And why I joined Bhakti Vaibhav? Because Maharaj in one Vyas Puja, Jayapataka Maharaj in Vyas Puja have mentioned that I want all my disciples to do Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. I am myself writing the paper there to inspire. Maharaj did not to inspire, but to inspire disciples. And he took it up. And that was so busy schedule for him. But he will take out 3 days in the morning for giving. Because that time Gita Gyan was going on. And Gita Gyan itself was the biggest hit, I would say. Because most of the Gita sessions which happen, one big personality will take and thousands of people will join. But this was unique here. He not only himself did, but empowered many teachers to give. And did in 7-8 languages. That was the hit, I would say, of the Gita Gyan. And it became a complete rotational view. And so many teachers became really serious devotees. So many teachers became good preachers. So many preachers got initiated. So many preachers came together just by this effort, and it started to boom in Malaysia also. Malaysia, Singapore, his Gita Gyan. And still, so many people are getting benefited of this Gita Gyan. And any festival is there, our core group will come and meet of the temple. And Anadi Jagannath was the one to drive it out. Anadi Jagannath was the one to drive it out, to make it happen, to make all things happen. And today I was talking to Riti Lila Prabhu, and Riti Lila and his wife told that Neil Madhav was so much remembering Prabhu. He was telling how Prabhu respects us so much. We are small children, still Prabhuji respects us so much. And that touched even the heart of a small child, who is in 13 years, 14 years. So he's remembering how Prabhu used to respect so much. And this is a quality of a great Vaishnava, that will respect even a small person. Always folding hands, always he will be just wanting others to get mercy. Para dukha, dukhi. Para sukha, sukhi. Always ready to extend everyone there. And today I was just meditating on the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says such a devotee is very dear to me. And amazingly, I found all these qualities in Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. And he is a person I felt completely above the bodily conception of life. Only 3-4 hours he will sleep in night. And people around him will have a tough time to bear. There. And I'm not seen. And prasadam, he will not worry only. Devotees told me, even Saturday also, he had hardly taken anything. 6-8 hours of just only breakfast he had taken and nothing else he had taken, giving classes, extending. So prasadam was the last thing you would think about. His prasad was serving other Vaishnavas there. And that's the quality of a great Vaishnava, that to overcome the bodily necessities of life and so much absorbed in bhajan, preaching, there. Like we pray for the Goswamis. So same way, Anadi Jagannath Prabhu would hardly sleep 3-4 hours, sometimes 2 full night hours for the service to happen. It's not an easy thing. You may do it for 1 day, 2 days, it cannot go on for years together, unless a person is really an exalted soul. So more I'm thinking about him, more I am going in the ocean of the qualities of Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. That what a Vaishnava. So many things to learn from the values of his life. So many wonderful. It's very rare to have the association of such a wonderful devotee, such a intense devotee. And as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, a Vaishnava lives for ever. Vaishnava never dies. He lived in his life. He lived in his words. And that's how still Prabhuji is there with us. In his life, which shows the teachings of the Shastras, the tolerance, the humility, these qualities. So I will just read some of the verses from the 12th chapter and take one qualities and some incidences for it. Advishta sarvabhutanam Netra karunev cha Nirmamo nirmahankara Samadho shukashami Santushta satatam yogi Yat atma nirnishaye Maya arpet mano buddhi Yo madbhakta sametriya. Advishta. Advishta means Advishta sarvbhutana. Means a person who has no enemy. Even somebody insults him, Still he has no any Ajatashatru. And many times I've personally seen in meetings, hot meetings. So when you come to management, it's something Mahabharata. So morning when we are in class, it is Bhagavatam and Charitamrita. But when you go to management in a day-to-day time, it's Mahabharata. So always to relate is not easy. You know, what we hear in Bhagavatam and what we have in services time in the daytime. But he was a person, he would never hear criticism of any devotee. Even Anukul Keshapu was telling me just 2 days back, he was a perfect man for me, my right hand. Why? He was so trustworthy. My mail ID I have given to him, Rojasu, and a full trust. And he will not do anything, write any mail, send any mail without asking me. And even I will have some hot words. So the Prabhuji think again. Prabhuji is a good devotee, he's a better devotee. And he'll never hear faults in anybody. Even whenever in any management time we're talking about some devotee, he said, Prabhu, let's give a benefit of doubt. So this quality, that not to hear anybody's criticism, Rupa Goswami mentioned it as a quality of an Uttam Adhikari. It does not Ninda Adi Shunya. There is no Ninda for anybody. And consider everyone else as a great devotee. So this quality of Adoshta Sarvutana, Maitre Karune Vacha, and we just talked so many qualities of Maitri, Karuna, compassion, and he will make friendship with anybody so fast. Any Maharajas who came to temple. So many times he was the one to get maximum Maharajas to our temple, maximum great souls to our temple, would arrange there. Nirmamo Nirhamkara. So one time, one devotee came from, he came from some foreign country and he got a PhD in ISC. And both Prabhuji and Mataji were there and they had no home to live. So Anadi Prabhu, that time Mataji was not there, Mataji was not there. So Anadi Prabhu, he gave his own home to them. I never heard somebody give his own home only to somebody who is very stranger devotee. And he was so amazed. This devotee, Prem Mahima Prabhu, he was so amazed who this devotee is. So no feeling that anything belongs to Nira Hankara. So whenever the most difficult thing in life is to give our own opinion. To give up our own opinion is the most difficult thing in life. But I've seen many times in meetings, I will have some opinion, you will have some opinion, but he'll take a humble road. Nirahamkara. He'll take a humble road. And that is the most difficult quality I can anytime see in a devotee. Nirahamkara. And Sama Dukha Sukha Shami. Is my voice audible? Keep it here. Is my voice audible on you?
Yes, Prabhu, it's audible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sometimes it's shaky, that due to connection, I think. Right.
Audible.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But the voice is not clear because there's a lot of rain here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, your voice is echoing also, and I can't hear you clearly.
It's
In spite
because
of
of signal. It's big because of signal, I think. You are audible. Because of signal, it's going on and off.
Okay, now it's clear. It's clear now.
Slightly
Voice coming
better.
up?
Yeah, slightly better.
Sama Dukha Sukha Shami. I have not seen him any time distress only. So many situations came, so many up and down came. But always very constant. Equal in happiness and distress. Santushta Satatam Yogi. So there was a time where a lot of troubles were happening in the preaching of Jagannath Mandir. A lot of projects were in difficult situations, but he was completely unaffected by it. Though I was very much affected at that time, but he was, I saw, completely unaffected, just seeing positivity even in that situation, working 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, he was preparing. And Santushta Sadhana Yogi, whether he get prasadam or not, he was always satisfied. Prasadam becomes late. For me, as for most of us, if prasadam something happens, that's the last thing we want. But he was one person. Prasad is sometimes Prasad is there, sometimes Prasad is not there, but his service will go on. Yat Atma Dhar Nishaya. So a devotee is very determined. And one of the results of that determination is this Shiva Sagan. So the Shiva Sagan is there just because of Empress Anadi Jagannath. And I don't know what devotee was telling that Prabhu told. कि प्रभु मैं शिवा सागर बना के चला रहा हूँ Prabhu had told. So many legal implications came, so many things came, and I heard Saturday all legal implications are over. So he was just waiting for completing his service. यह आत्मा दृढ़ निश्चय मया अर्पिता मनोबुद्धि जो मन भटका So as Prabhupada said, that's why Arpita Buddhi Ekai Kurunati. That I don't worry about whether I live or die. My only thought is let me follow the instructions of my teacher needs. And actually, Ananda was so focused. It's a master, so much focus. He got to please my guru. And that is where Arpita Manobuddhi, Human Bhaktan Tamil, here. Yasman Avudite Logo, Logan Avudite Chaya, Harsha Marsha, Vaino Dege, Mukto Yosame, Priya. So devotee, he by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is occupied with happiness and distress, fear and anxiety is very little. So devotee is one who never put anybody into disturbance and he does not get disturbed by others. So one time we were doing a very important service. And one devotee had actually interrupted that service. We devotee had to come out of that service. The details I don't want to share, but when I met him, I never heard any criticism by another about that devotee, which is which he has to leave the service. And you are not at all disturbed. Let me do my best. So generally, if somebody faces obstacles, what they're doing, he get very much disturbed and he disturb others. Peksha Shri Darsha, Hidas Gatha Gatha, Sarva Rama Parityagi Yudha. My devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary forms of entities, is pure, expert, without fear, free from all pains, and not striving for some result is very dear to me. One thing I would very much like in Anadi Jagannath Prabhu is enthusiasm to serve. Many times, while planning, I will say, Prabhu, it's really difficult. We will not able to do it. But he will say, no, we will do it. So he was completely dependent. I could see he was dependent on the Lord. I remember 2018, it was a big Janmashtami celebrated by Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. And 10,000 people had come in Freedom Park. And mostly what they are doing, how it will happen, what will happen. 10,000 people will not a joke getting. And but Anadi Jagannath Prabhu was behind it to make it happen. I was thinking about how will you do it. And somehow, the team of Vraja Krishna and make it happen. 8,000 devotees and 8,000 people attended the. And same this time, the program which happened, 4,000 devotees came. You are all worried how this will happen. So never such a big program for devotees never had happened. We all are worried what will happen. Yet when I start, what is the harmonic scheme? That what all parallel programs are going on will what and so was that will be more optimistic that with eliminating everything. So you won't worry about result. Just let's go ahead and do the service. Just let's go ahead and do the service. Don't worry. Yoga Hishati Nagashti Nashokati Nagashati Shubha Advivat Parityagi Bhakti Mane Same Priyaha. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me. And one thing I've seen in Anadi Prabhu, I never seen him lamenting. Whether things go fail, things go right, but the word lamentation I have not seen. He said, let's do it. Let's go ahead. Sketch it up. So that was something very amazing. Samashatloka Vindrecha Tatha Mani Manayo Shito Shastra Dukeshu Sama Sankati Karvitaha Tolani Moni Kandushtori Nachi Niketa Stirvati Bhakti Mani Naraha. One who is equal to friends and enemies. If with one quality, friend and enemy, you consider equal a person, friend and enemy, the more difficult quality. Out of three qualities of overcoming duality, Sri Krishna, Sukh Dukha, and Man, Apmaniyo, and considering friend and enemy equal, the most difficult quality. But I have seen everybody is treated with so much warm respect and love. If everybody gets, there is no discrimination. He is my Guru's disciple, he is not my Guru's disciple. You have to put everybody together. And that's what many devotees, when I came, many devotees were crying. Prabhu, they lost our father, they lost our strength. The devotees here. Such a equanimity of mind, such a equanimity of mind, such a disposition of mind, everyone equally is not an easy thing. equipoise in heat and cold. Some devotees told me that when the base started, Prabhu would come all the way 4 kilometers driving to wake the devotees up in the morning. Some devotee told me, I'm not. Yes, Prabhu will come 4 kilometers in the morning to wake all the devotees. Yes. So whether it's cold or whether it is heat, happiness and distress, who does not care for any residence. He has a home in Bangalore, but he'll keep moving so many places. Who is filled with knowledge and who's engaged, always engaged in devotion service, such a person very dear to him. Those who follow this impactful path of devotion service and completely engage in such a state, getting to the supreme goal, are very, very dear to. So these are the beautiful qualities of Krishna mentioning what kind of a devotee is very dear to me. And you can see all these wonderful qualities in life of His Grace and Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. And we are fortunate. See, Krishna sent us such devotees when Abhimanyu died. You know, Arjuna was very much crying. Subhadra was very much crying. Krishna was peaceful. And Krishna told, he was the son of moon god. And moon god had told, I will not be peaceful for a long time. So previously only it was decided that Abhimanyu has to go back and get knowledge. And he had come for a special service. The same way, we will see the history, such great devotees have come for a short time to give their association to us, create a memory, and complete their devotional service and go back to the spiritual. And we are fortunate that we have got that association in short time of such a great devotee whose memories we can keep and learn to live those values. And for last 3 days, I've been just contemplating, I've been hearing of Prabhuji's glories from so many devotees. And then it made me so much, how should I improve my life? And that's what I feel myself so much fortunate. And Anupam Keshav was very much glorifying Vrinda Mataji, Vrinda Maharani Mataji, that how she is also so clear. Prabhuji Anupam was saying, I've never seen somebody so calm. When Prabhuji called Mataji in the morning, Anadi was no more. So only her reaction was, is it true, Prabhu? And after that, Prabhu called 10 times, still there was no reaction. So that goes to show the beautiful family of Anadi Jagannath Prabhu and Mataji, how they're so dedicated. Only by dedication to Guru, self-realization comes. Just by reading scripture, self-realization do not. Only those who are dedicated to Guru, they can have the realizations of difference between Atma and the body. Pure devotion to Krishna. And that's what you can sing the night for this doing departure. And we take this opportunity to dive deep into glory of such great soul and invite those qualities in our life. And whatever dream Prabhu had shown us, whatever projects Prabhu had shown us, we should do it more nicely. We should do it more better way. We should take this new Shiva Saga to a greater heights. And Prabhu will bless us from the spiritual world. There. So whatever plans for Janmashtami has made, whatever plans for preaching has made, we should take it more and more enthusiastically. Whatever plans for Bhakti Vedanta Institute for Higher Education, we should continue with the legacy. And that is the way we can give pleasure to Anadi Jagannath Prabhu and receive his blessings. And more meditate on what kind of qualities the soul is. And I feel myself very insignificant to talk about more and more his qualities. Let's say ocean there, but since the time given to me, so I'll just hand over here. If any devotee has any question, any devotee want to ask any question, or anything, you're most welcome. Anyone has any question or any comment, or you want to give any comment or any correction? So, thank you very much. His grace, Anadi Jagannath Prabhu ki
Jai.
Jai Jagannath Swami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Samshaya Prabhupada ki
Jai. Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one question.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this request and giving it us. It's a short note, but it will maybe come back. Sorry for the request. Let's thank you. I want to talk about the
Questions you can message Prabhuji. I'll try to get.
all of us will have lots of things to speak about things because everyone who lives their culture form. There's no one here ensure that nobody here would have everything that I want to say about everybody. Something to say because there's touched all of our lives. It's spiritual guidance or anything but touch everyone's life. We are that unique power to touch all of our lives. So I request his close friend Srimad Bhagavatha Katha to speak a few words. And really we have this few of us to just select. And also I want to pay my obeisances, Mother, Father of Anadi Jagannath Prabhu, because it's there so much greatness, there sanskaras, such a wonderful goal. So it is there, it is their greatness, so much wonderful sanskaras they have given, and they are glorious. And just as when Guru Maharaj was going back to Godhead, he remembered his mother, nursing their gift, benediction to all to Prahlad Maharaj, that your 7 generations up, 7 generations down will go back to Godhead. Just that. तो नरसिंहदेव भगवान जब आए थे उन्होंने प्रहलाद महाराज का आशीर्वाद दिया कि आपके 7 जन्म 7 पीढ़ी ऊपर 7 पीढ़ी नीचे तो सब भगवान धाम चली जाएगी। तो अनादि जगन्नाथ भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त हैं, तो उससे भगवान की सारी कृपा आपको भी मिलेगी और भगवान आपको भी अपने धाम ले जाएंगे करके। एंड ऑल्सो फादर इन लॉ, मदर इन लॉ, we give the gratitude and respect Mataji there for such sincere devotee and example. We have a law created that ceremony to all of you can glorification for Prabhu. I'm sure we have a sense of the most important thing we try to do at the end, we try to fulfill whatever is started the mission. The main focus functioning will preaching devotee care to caring for the devotee. So let's come together and take this opportunity to pledge that we try to pick up a dream for the devotee care and preaching. Sorry, one thing I remember, and when the movement came on Sunday, Anadi Jagannath told me to see just the face of Anadi Prabhu. 21 hours has happened, but his face has not changed. He is in complete trance. So he was actually living the life like a yogi, and he left like a yogi. Otherwise, living in complete trance. So we can understand the greatness of a person and his great emotional depth. And some dude is telling that Prabhu has hands like this, eyes open. He was, while leaving his body also, he was praying that to save that lorry driver who did that. So such a consciousness and such a soul. And once one devotee from Vallabha Sampradaya, he passed away in a scooter accident. And devotees are asking my spiritual master, Maharaj, he's a great devotee. How did he went like this? And my spiritual master told, see, what you would prefer, to be on bed 3-4 months, having pains, and then go back, or Krishna take you in a movement to the spiritual world. He said, better to go in a movement. And that's what he was engaged in the service of devotee. He went all the way to Vaikuntha to give prasadam for devotee's father, who was very much needed it. And yes, externally it looks that it was an accident, it was a lorry hit, but Krishna's plan nobody can change. So Krishna wanted to take his sweet devotee just in a movement back to him without giving anything. And that's how Lord orchestrated everything. And this is the divine plan of the Lord, if we have to see in a spiritual way.
The process we come to our context and about social partners. From the beginning itself, it was very interested. We personally got processes with them. There are very less people that we could tag together to conduct programs and small scale college. From that time, I have only seen here increase his commitments year after year. When you see like ups and downs, like we may take a break, but then I have seen that okay, he has only increased his commitments year after year, and like he was mentioning, he was not on our like materially identity appear, but then spiritually he was actually setting an example from there itself. He was a very intelligent student actually. He could read and understand things. So most of his time was even in college went in helping other like physical custom. I mean, he was very like I think what I could relate is Vraja Janapriya. For devotees and non-devotees, he never discriminated over saying based on anything. Even there was no wherever we shuddered to go, like he used to go in and he used to serve them. So we could learn a lot of things from him being with him, and we were fortunate enough to live with him, same ashram for some time. And there are no dearth of opportunities to learn from. So in this occasion, what I felt was that okay, even though we were physically associated with him, we will take full advantage of it, his association. Because maybe we took, or I took very lightly, and we always think, right? We'll be there for some more years, and they will leave and we'll have our plans. But then this wasn't a very awakening call saying that okay, whoever you meet and devotee capacity, you should imbibe their mood and scope in a very impactful way. So that we don't know like when this Vaishnava is going to take them back like love. So I mean that is what I remember, and I would end my close wish. So I would always wish this to be a big temple. I would like to support this project, and I will pray, and I will also imbibe in my life some of this. Hare Krishna. Thank you. It's still a whole part of Jai. It's praise Anadi also.
Whatever comes to my mind when I think about this is Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. When I started the Krishna Master space, during the earlier days, we used to take this program for us. We used to inspire us. We're taking the classes and we used to see all this. We used to encourage us to do more services. Like Prabhu was saying, if we were not in this associate, physical association for some years now. And we have time, we can associate it. If you have time, you can maybe later we have some. But now it is instantly you realize that you need to be fast, we need to take whatever inspiration we feel and improve our system. So whatever we can.
Thank you for the So, take some of your verifications and realizations about the visual link. Please try to put that up. And we are planning. We are planning to place a book also. The verifications of Prabhu. We are trying to collect as much as possible. This wonderful show is guiding all of us with leading all of us. There's never a pause where that we do that, do it. No, it's always showing by examples of good things and leading the life. We dedicated to Srila Prabhupada, Acharyas in the moment of the day. So you should always let's all one time together for food. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I'm sorry, Prabhu and Mataji, but waiting online. If the program got little extended, the delay, so we make sure to start on time. And as I said, Lord's mercy, Lord's glories, fastings are all unlimited. Takes a lot of time. It's unlimited time to cover the glories of the Lord. Similarly, the glories of the Prabhupada, the Acharyas, from Guru Vrinda, Jagannath Prabhu, all the wonderful devotees. If there's like to claim, then anybody want to add anything? I'm sure all of us have, but we can wait for tomorrow, day after, if anybody has urgency to speak now. Who wants to? Is proposed. Okay, so we end the second here, and we will be not used for young Anadi Jagannath Prabhu ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Pandratman Guru ki jai, Hare Krishna.